All right, guys. Welcome to episode 21 of Iconic. Fucking huge episode for you guys here today. We're going to be joined with 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤, who provided a ton of value, ruffled a bunch of feathers on the last episode, and we got his good boy Nore joining us today. So hope you guys are ready for this one. Like I said, we're officially 20 episodes deep in the books. So make sure you guys subscribe to fucking Iconic. Share this video with your friends. And boys, I appreciate you guys pulling up.
Listen, at the end of the day, we gotta grow together.
100%.
Listen, competition happens at the bottom, collaboration happens at the top. So,
True.
Whatever we can do to help you grow, and make this the #1 podcast on YouTube, we're here for it. We're here for it.
Yo, straight up, #1 in the Northeast. I'm not even fucking
sir.
around when I say that. 2 beautiful whips out in the driveway, 2 Lambos. Yo, how do you boys wind up connecting?
Want to tell the story, Dory?
So, I'll let you take the story.
All right, so it's a funny story, right? So me and Nore, we live in the same building, and when I had my orange Huracan LP6, that was my first Lambo. I was driving up to the parking garage. It's like 4 levels. I'm just like twirling like a fucking ballerina doing circles.
Yeah.
And I get to like the 2nd floor, and I look in my rearview mirror, and I see this like BMW M4. Just like tailgating me. I'm like, dude, who the fuck is tailgating me, bro? I'm like, I hate when people do that shit.
Going
right?
too slow, bro.
Right? So then I pull up and I'm like, okay, so I get out of my car. I have to walk past his parking spot to get to the entrance to go to the elevator. And we shake hands. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? He's like, I'm Nore, I'm James, whatever. And that's how we like met.
Right.
And then after that, we would see each other here and there in the building, but we never like actually hung out. And then one day we kind of connected through one of my former friends who was helping me with like some content stuff, and we ran into him. And then we're like, dude, let's hang out sometime. Let's shoot the shit sometime.
Let's link.
And basically he told me he was gonna get a Lambo. He thought about it, and then I told him stop being a pussy, get a fucking Lambo. And a couple months later, he said, I have to get a Lambo now.
Weeks.
Yeah. A couple weeks later.
Weeks.
He's like, well, I got to get a Lambo now because James, told me to just fucking buy a Lambo.
No, it wasn't even like
that. And now we became best friends.
Yeah. In my mindset, I was like,
how'd that
I
go
am
down?
really a pussy for not owning a Lambo right now.
Yeah, how'd that go down? I'm curious to know like how that process went of you getting your first Lambo and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you went from a Beamer, you said, right?
I went from an M4 competition, I bought it with like 7,000 miles, I believe. But I bought it at the height of the market.
Right.
I lost big time on that car. Yo, don't get me wrong. That is probably one of the best cars money could buy. I feel like.
Really?
For just starting off, absolutely. Yeah. I love that car. And I still miss the car to the day, and I still have the Lambo. But that was a great car.
All right, Nore and James, I got a question for both you guys. Tony as well. Like I'm curious to know you boys' opinion on this.
Yeah, sure.
What's your hierarchy of German cars? What do you rank it from Mercedes, BMW, and Audi top 3? Like, give me it in your preferred order.
That's tough.
It depends. It depends what utility. Like, are sport wise, SUV wise.
I'm talking more of like what's like the best whip. For example, like I have this weird thing where I've just become like
for what price?
I've just become like a Mercedes fanboy. Like anything AMG for me, I'm like obsessed with for some
100%.
weird reason.
That's such a loaded question, though, Nick. That's the thing.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like,
so many differences.
There's so many factors.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't really experienced a Mercedes Benz. I've tried them out, but they've never really like touched me in a way where I'm like, I want one so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have an Audi SQ5. I love it. Great car.
Ooh, dude, those things are
all
beautiful.
around best SUV that like if you want a daily low cost, bro, I beat the hell out of that car. And yeah, I put so much miles on it.
Was that the one near your Lambo? Was that the one at the parking lot, or no? Was that another one?
Where? Which parking lot?
At your apartment complex.
Your Spawn Fort Lee.
Oh, yeah. That was mine, yeah.
That was the one.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like kind of following up on what Nore said, like it really just depends on like what you want the utility for, right?
Yeah.
Like for Nore, guys, like Nore's got like 1,000 cars, all right? He had the M4, he's got the Audi, now he has the Lambo. He's humble. He's got many cars.
By the way, boys, I do just want to say real quick, huge shout out to James. The man just fucking copped a fucking brand new Urus.
Thank you.
Beautiful whip.
Appreciate it.
Love it so much too. Congratulations on that copy.
Appreciate it. I needed a daily.
Expensive friendship. Now I'm gonna have to buy one.
Expensive friendship. I told him stop being a pussy. He's got to get one now. But I honestly think like when it comes to like German engineering, I've never really owned a Benz.
Right.
Just kind of like Nore, like I can't speak much on it. I mean, my parents have had them, but like the base models, nothing AMG.
Right.
I do know one thing about the Benzes though is
What's
that luxury. Like comfort. Like,
Oh,
yes,
you
my
got
man,
you got
yes.
the interior lighting. You got
Yes.
Dude, like an
the
S500 AMG.
Benz is that thing.
Like that's the type of car where it's like you can have a driver just like driving. You're just
Straight up,
chilling in
straight
the
up.
back
Maybach, like
seat.
You know what's funny? Not to,
BMWs probably though are like I had a
to
couple
touch
of
on
them.
that.
To touch on that, yeah.
I saw a post the other day, and it was Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Yes.
It came out in
Oof.
05.
Yeah.
That's what started it all for me.
Yes.
The
Oh,
BMW M3 GTR, I think it was.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
that's the ultimate sports car. So it's like
love
growing
that.
up, I've always had a vision for BMW and just their line work on the car. It's just beautiful. And then inside,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, that's amazing, bro.
For sure.
They've
That,
evolved
that
a
was like the
lot.
car on the poster you fell in love with. Now listen, boys, I do want to say, I know James, like one of the big facets of your business is that you focus on e-commerce.
Yeah.
And I know that we went out the other night, we were talking about different realms in the e-commerce world, like OnlyFans, all this kind of stuff. Nore, I seen on your IG too that you kind of have in your bio like I sell things. I'm sure you dabble in that too, right?
it depends what we're talking about.
I mean, like in the e-commerce realm, right? Like selling online.
I'm just dabbling in it right now. So funny story is before my career, I actually used to start off in drop shipping.
Cool.
And I ran out of money to pay for ads, so I needed to get money quickly, and I didn't want to go back to that 9 to 5.
right.
So what I did was I went to a sales position, and we'll talk about that later. But sales was kind of like the thing that I needed to get me back into drop shipping, and I found myself so good at sales that I just never went back. And I was
Really?
making so much money in sales that I never went back. But now I'm starting to realize that the e-commerce platform is probably the best way to earn income. Like
It's hands free once you figured it out. I feel like.
not so much hands free, but yeah, I guess you would say like after you have it automated and
Yep.
Right.
you know
Boys, can
you're
I tell you
outsourcing
something?
a lot of skills.
I had a very flawed mentality for a long time where whenever I met someone that told me they were into sales or I was going into a sales job, that I just kind of had this weird perception in mind because I just knew so many fucking stories of people that wound up doing door-to-door sales or
Sure.
cold calling and shit. And
It's
that
such a
kind of
common
left a scar on me. But after I met Tone, he works in sales but on a totally different end where he's dealing with people that already know what's up.
Yeah.
So I realized that sales is one of those things where it's like a large part of it is bullshit, and then there's another large part of it where that's where all the money's at, if that
Yes.
makes any sense.
Well, like even like an entrepreneur, right? So you're, just like as what you're talking about, Nick. Like James, for example, he has to sell his company to other people. Like you have to still have those conversations.
Shout out Limitless Financials.
Limitless Finance, by the way, we're gonna plug you in at the end of this. We go on out. We're
Straight
gonna let
up,
people know what's
straight
up. But I think even to your point, Nick, it's such a big component, though, right? Like even us trying to land a guest, for example, when we got first James. We had to sell him. We had to offer him. Hey, we want to bring you on here because
James, how was Tony's sales pitch? Was he any good?
I mean, I just think I was easy to close, man. I was like,
bro?
I was like, sure.
Free,
James was like,
free
what?
platform to talk my shit. Why the fuck not?
I was like, sure. You gotta try to convince me.
By the way,
love it.
You only get one of those few of them. You got to make the most out of it. but dude, I think that's like a big thing with you. And Nore, I know you specifically. I know when we were talking before we started rolling, you're doing solar sales now.
Yes, I am the poster child of every solar company.
Okay,
I
so
love that.
So kind of back to Nick's point, right? Like door-to-door sales, people feel like it's a bit outdated, but when you really kind of look at a big picture, at least myself,
Sure.
I appreciate it because it's the easiest way to get in front of someone immediately.
Hmm.
When you knock on a door, if they're there, they're closable, right?
100%.
What do you see now in the market as a? How long have you been doing it first? Let's start there.
I've been doing sales or solar.
Solar specifically.
Solar specifically 9 years. Sales about 5 to 6 years.
Shit.
My man,
Yeah.
you got some experience under the belt. How old are you?
I am 26 years old.
And you
26 and you got that experience?
Been doing this since I was 17 years old.
Good for you, brother.
and it's solar specifically.
Solar, yeah. I actually started off as like a helper for a subcontractor early on in my career. That's how I like first got on the job site, skipping days at school to go make $100 a day. So
Holy shit.
Smart,
Yeah.
fuck school.
And Nore, just so the guests know,
yeah.
you are 27. You've been doing
26.
Solar, 26
Yep.
for 9 years, and you own a Lamborghini.
Yes, sir.
So it's absolutely possible. So, would you think you got the Lamborghini money when you kicked off your solar career, like over those 5 years? Do you think it? Like, tell me a little bit about that. How did you really scale it for yourself?
Well, it's not just about the Lamborghini. It's about the mindset that had developed, getting to the Lamborghini. It was a whole different level just starting off in sales, like getting over the adversity to, number one, sell consistently.
Right.
Getting your first sale, that's a hard, step.
Yeah.
And then selling consistently is another hard step.
Yeah.
And then actually, like, selling at a super high level, like different, like there's a lot of solar salesmen. Not many of them have Lamborghinis that can tell you they drive a Lambo or they live in a high-rise apartment overlooking the city.
Absolutely.
You
I don't know a single
they,
one.
They,
Nore.
they
Me
retired.
neither. I don't know a
They
single
retired
one.
a mother. You know,
Straight up.
they got a 2-family house investing. You know,
I don't know
so
a
listen,
single
we're just
one.
getting started. I'm not trying to boast and brag. You know,
Of
there's not
course.
many things that
But you gotta celebrate your wins.
100%. And it feels good discussing wins with winners. You know,
Exactly.
usually
Absolutely.
the losers don't like discussing the wins. And
Yep.
Yeah.
you know, they got
I
lots
agree.
to say about, oh, this guy's cocky, this guy's that, but usually they're saying that because they're not winning themselves.
Exactly.
So,
It's always a fucking hater, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
playing
always
too
it.
humble is gonna have you overworked and underpaid.
100%.
James, that's what I love about you.
So talk your shit. But the biggest thing, like I want to touch on that, is that cockiness and confidence are two different things.
Right.
Like you said, the people who aren't winning and they're losing, they're gonna sit here and they're gonna be like, well, he's bragging, but. Or he's cocky. I'm only cocky if I say, like, yo, Nore, I'm better than you at sales.
100%.
But confidence is, hey, Nore, I'm really good at sales.
And then
I'm the best at sales.
And then
I'm
what
not
does the
coming at you.
leader? And then what does the leaderboard say at
Right,
the end of the day
right,
too?
exactly.
I love
Exactly.
that. What does the leaderboard say?
It's-
Straight
That's
up.
at the end
Yeah.
of the day. Like we can talk all day long. What the fuck does the leaderboard say?
Yeah, straight
What
up.
do the numbers look like?
Yep. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
Straight up.
Like yeah.
So
That's like Brady saying I got 7 Super Bowls. He's not bragging.
No.
Look at it.
Yeah,
He got
it's
7
facts.
rings.
it's a fact. Yeah,
That's
it's
it's
a fact.
I think that's what goes a long way though, especially with you guys. And I noticed like more than ever when we look at comments, right? You see some of your engagement. I think that intimidates the men of our society now, right?
Because men today are pussies.
A lot of them are.
Weak.
A lot of them are. They
Sorry,
can't stand.
sorry, females.
It's-
America has created a lot of pussies,
It's
and
very
there's nowhere left for you to go but me.
Well, dude, it's so true though now because when you look at a big picture, right? If you're successful and you're doing great, and especially even within your inner circle, that's why you got to keep your circle small.
Sure.
There's someone silently wishing upon your downfall. Whether they may not say it, express it.
Very much agree.
There's always someone who's gonna be like, "Oh, that sucks. You didn't make it." But in the back of their head, they're like, "Fuck yeah, I'm glad he fell. I'm glad that endeavor didn't work. I'm glad your business didn't work."
Yeah.
And they'll feel bad for you, but I think that's a whole other thing though. But
I feel
Yeah,
like
we
that's
could
like
speak-
that- I feel like that's time old tale.
that's yeah.
We could speak hours and hours upon that, but at the end of the day, if you're fixated on what other people are thinking, you don't have that energy to focus on yourself. And at the end of the day, it's what you're inputting in yourself, and ultimately, consistently after time, putting in the action, you'll see what you create.
I very much agree. And boys, just to kind of like shift gears a little bit, one of the things that I admire so much about you, James, is you have like a very nice and big presence on social media. Like I always see that you're consistently posting your results, what your clients are getting, and all that kind of stuff. So for you, bro, like I wanted to kind of tap into your brain for the e-commerce realm of what's going to happen with AI going down the line. Like, what do you think about that, bro? Do you think that it's going to help with automation? It's going to fuck people over? Like, what's going on with that?
So, all right. So there's two sides to AI, right? Number one, like you hear a lot of people, they just say like, oh my God, AI is going to take over the world. And I say not necessarily, because at the end of the day, the human behind the AI, the human that's actually using the AI,
Right.
The engineers.
has to understand AI. Like you can't just go into ChatGPT, although ChatGPT is amazing.
Yep.
I use it, right? But you can't just go in there and expect to spit some random shit and get this like awesome outcome or this response that you're looking for if
Right.
you don't even know what to put in. Like
Facts.
in the beginning when I first downloaded ChatGPT, I thought it was going to be like that. So I would just
Yeah.
put in, write me an Instagram caption on the idea of why credit is so important. Meanwhile, I left out, and it just spit me out some random shit. I'm like, this is not what I want. Meanwhile, I
you
left
gotta
out.
kind of tailor it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I was
tailor it,
like, okay, so I am, I own a financial consulting company where we help people fix their credit, get funding, and make passive income. I would like you to write me an Instagram caption
Right.
on the 3 most important factors to the credit
yeah.
score and how you can optimize your credit score. And in the end, add a call to action that, routes the audience to my direct messages, messaging me the keyword, credit
that good
repair.
stuff, yeah.
And then I get spit out a bunch of good shit. So I think, yes, AI, it could very well be the future, but only if you understand the science behind how to use it.
Right.
AI itself is not going to, take over or change the world. It's the humans that are
Behind it.
physically behind it.
Absolutely.
That are
using it.
training
Absolutely.
it, teaching it the prompts.
But, yeah.
And
But
Sure.
what I was gonna say really quick is
Yeah,
I do
to get
feel like when it
everyone's
comes to automation though, like I'm sure you guys have heard of software, Zapier, active campaign for email automation.
Yep.
Understanding that stuff is very important because that can, honestly, for a business owner, you can save a lot of cost that way because you're not going to need physical employees anymore. The automations are going to zap by themselves, but also it saves a lot of time. Right. Like, because a computer isn't going to fuck up. A human will.
Right.
So I think in that realm, software's tech for, automations of that realm is going to be very important as well.
And I know we were just talking here off camera about OnlyFans. Like, one thing that blows my fucking mind, guys, is just now they just put out Sophie Raines, popular OnlyFans girl. You probably see her everywhere. Aiden Ross streams the whole 9.
Yep.
She made $43 million fucking dollars
in a month, right?
In a month. Kyle. That would be even crazy.
No, but some of them be making like Black China making like $20 million a month on fucking OnlyFans.
43 million was a year.
43 million in the year. And think about this, guys. You see her. I swear to God, we've all seen prettier girls out in Europe, out wherever you go, even out in the fucking streets. You go Hoboken, you see a prettier girl than her. But she somehow I think marketing goes a long way here. But 43 fucking million, man. And the fact that a lot of guys are paying her month in, month out, sending tips and everything, blows my mind.
Maybe there is, but
when we were out to dinner with James the other day, and we were talking about this, I want to fill you in on this, Nore. So there was just a recent report done.
Sure.
That OnlyFans last year as a business paid out more to the porn stars than the entire payroll of the NBA. Put that into perspective.
Think about
and
that.
it wasn't even by like a couple $100 million. No, it was by 1.6 billion more. That's how massive the industry is and how big of a... And here's the worst part. It's even worse. I'm gonna shed some light on something. As we're talking about OnlyFans. OnlyFans right now, through a lot of streamers, through a lot of creators, are being promoted to minors right now. Listen to that. Minors. Because a lot of like 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭, Aiden Ross's, those guys... The girls are doing the same thing.
Well, that's a new world, right?
That's a new fucking world.
That's a new world. Everybody's just streaming.
12-year-olds get on there.
The media has these children in our future by the balls because he who is like... So I have this saying. A seller, you can either be a consumer of content or a seller of value.
I love that.
Most of everybody on the internet or on their phone using their cell phone is just a consumer of content.
That's it.
And they're just a robot.
I want to ask you, man, what is your official brand aside from what you do?
We want to put it out there.
What do you mean brand? Like my personal brand? What do I stand for? What do I represent?
Exactly.
What do you represent?
Exactly.
I represent all the other people that are trying to find themselves.
I like that.
My name is WhoisNore. I'm just as everybody else. Everybody's trying to find themselves. A lot of people play this character on social media like they are somebody. And it's cool. Like, it's somebody. You have to be somebody. But there's a lot of people out there that don't know who they are yet. And the only way to find yourself is through action and going through adversity and finding yourself on the other end of it. And only until you go through adversity is when you figure out who you actually are. So.
Facts.
What do I represent and like my brand? I don't really have like a brand sort of say. I just make fucking money, bro. That's all that matters. I've always told myself like I don't want to go on the internet and just like sell something that everybody else is selling just for a cash grab and to make money. Like it's my reputation we're playing with.
I love that. I love
this is a stain on the industry, and whoever watches my content later on, my ancestors are not my ancestors, but my future people.
Your bloodline.
My bloodline.
Your future generation.
My future generation. But so I've always been like particular in what I put on social media. I just I don't want to be attached to someone doing business just because they're paying me. Like the whole point of doing business and earning money is to be around the people I want to be around and do business with the people I want to do business with. Like, I don't want to be a slave to anyone.
No.
Of course, I'm in it for profit, but the same reason you are. Like, we're doing this podcast. It's helping you. It's helping me.
Right.
Sure. This is what business is. You're solving a problem, and at the end of the day, you're providing value.
James, say that quote again so people hear it from the back.
Yeah, let them know in the back. Again. We love that.
The one about the top collaborate.
Oh, competition happens at the bottom, collaboration happens at the top.
Oh, man. I noticed this when I bought the Lambo. It's exactly fucking true, bro. Because all the people...
That's when we became close, I feel like. Not just the car, like, we're the similar-minded, but...
100%.
It's
a trophy.
How does that change your mindset?
We would just go cruise all the time, and that's how we became close.
How does that fucking change your mindset? Like, James, I remember you were saying that when you pull up to some of your spots that the people walk out and they're like, oh, shit, that's fucking James Jiang in the building.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Nore knows because we hang out very often. We pull out the Lambos everywhere, but it's respect. And
you don't have to talk much.
It's crazy how this world works. It is what it is. You have to adapt. But you pull up in here with like a Rolex Daytona, Audemars Piguet, Royal Oak, a Richard Mille, Patek Philippe Nautilus. People are gonna respect you more, right? So when wherever we go somewhere and we pull up in our Lambos, I feel like immediately, number one, the service gets better, the hospitality gets better, and the way people treat you when they see that that's your car outside is night and day difference. For example, when I had my Lambos in the shop and I would just pull up in an Uber or whatever the case may be, they don't they treat you completely differently. It's a sign of respect because, like Nore said, it's really not the car itself, but it's a sign of okay,
like the aura.
What did this guy have to do to be able to get a car like that? They're entrepreneurial trophies.
Right.
So
I agree with you.
Any young man out there watching this, you need to own a fucking supercar. You are not a man unless you own a supercar. I don't care what you tell me. I laugh at people when I drive my car around and I see a grown man in the passenger seat of his little fucking Toyota Camry with his wife driving or his girlfriend driving, and he just refuses to look. Like, I know he wants to look, and I know most people do. Most kids do. If you have that, some people don't like cars, but
nah, you
fucking, and that's fine, and that's fine,
and that's completely fine.
But some of them exotics, you fucking know.
Bro, you have to look at it. You have to respect it. It is a fucking piece of art on wheels. Every single car, like it's a piece of art. Every one of them.
It's a house on wheels, bro. Shit's 300K. Some specs are 400, 500K. The Aventador SVJ. I was just looking at one today. 900,000. You know what I'm saying? Like,
who's got the better art piece?
Yeah.
Who's got the better art piece?
That's two houses right there. You know what I'm saying?
And James and Nore, to what you guys were saying, it kind of always goes back to like somebody who's overweight to somebody who has a six pack.
Sure.
Somebody who's in great fucking shape has a six pack, and I see six pack more so the fact that's like the number one thing everybody notices in the summer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who's fucking ripped?
That's right.
But to me, like somebody who's in good shape, you almost give them a little bit more sense of respect because you're like,
course.
shit, this person's disciplined. This person probably has a strict diet. He cares about them. You know what?
100%.
Straight up.
A reflection of your body is a reflection of how much you love yourself.
Yes.
100%.
And if you're not working on yourself, I always feel like you have no respect for yourself. So why should I respect you?
Absolutely.
And that is one thing you actually taught me, bro. I remember we had a conversation about this. Yeah. I remember one day it was those late night talks. You're bullshitting.
Just the bros.
Little bourbon going on.
A little bourbon going on, and I was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Will Smith once said it too. He's like, you should treat your body as a temple.
100%.
And I think that goes a long way. But to your point, though, a Lamborghini, I think, is more of a representation of your hard work, the adversity you got to put in, the long nights,
That's
the
what it
struggles.
ultimately is.
Yes, but it doesn't have to be a Lamborghini. It's what you want.
Right.
It's what you want. Like, a Lamborghini shouldn't be like, this is not end all be all. Like, get a fucking Lamborghini and you're the shit.
You're
I wanted this.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted the Lambo. Like, I wanted this life. Like, I wanted the exotic cars. I wanted the M4. I wanted this car. I wanted that car. Bro, one thing about me, I've been through like 10 cars.
That's fucking crazy.
I've been through 10 cars and I've gotten, it's crazy.
Yo, but
It's a symbolism of the work that you've put
Started with a Honda Civic, went to a Jeep, went to a motorcycle, been through it all, dude.
You're
And I'm fucking 26 years old. I felt like I lived two lifetimes.
You got so much shit left in your life to explore, so much gas left in the tank.
Hell yeah.
No, I do want to get into this, though, real quick, and then we'll get to your thought real quick. One thing I noticed about you, and it's something very uncommon, is your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
What happened during your life you think that got you this way, to think this way, the way you're looking at porn, the way you look at your success, your drive? What do you think drove you this much to be successful so early in your life?
I think it was my environment. I've always been, I'm not going to say I've come from the hardest of the hardest times, because I know there's people out there that have been through way worse than I have. But I definitely had it hard growing up. Like, was raised by a single mother, grandmother, just a bunch of girls in my family. I had a sister at a young age, no father figure around. I had to be a man very early, at an early age. And the only way to solve my problems was the money, obviously. There was a lot of money problems, and I was in the center of it all because I've always wanted to, help the people that I love. And knowing that I couldn't do that, I felt powerless. So I know that I had to be someone and I had to do something.
Right.
And I've just my environment taught me like who not to be like, and that's I think what was like the mindset that kind of got developed. Like I realized like who I had to become in order to get the things that I wanted and to help the people I wanted, and lived the life that I wanted.
I love that, bro.
And yeah, just the people that were around me, I wasn't really grew up in a good area, you know.
Where did you live, by the way? Were you been in Jersey your whole life, or was you are?
No, Rockland County, but
Okay.
yeah, it's a small town. I'm just, like I said, it's not the worst town,
Right. You weren't
but
in
it's a
Camden.
fucking black hole. It's a fucking black hole.
yeah,
Like,
It ain't Beverly Hills.
it ain't Beverly Hills.
You had
Like,
your own struggle.
Right.
yeah, I had my own struggles, but there's
That's
people out
fucking
there
awesome.
that, you know, got blown, like their family got blown up last week, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say
We're not in
I
Gaza,
had
bro.
the
No,
fucking
yeah.
the worst, but like at the end of the day, yeah, it's just my environment that I was around. There was a lot of people that I did not want to be like, and
I love how you
know-
said that. There's a lot of people I didn't want to be like.
dude.
A lot of
yeah.
people
So
that you
I just
saw and
basically
you were
learned
like,
from that, and I was like, this is not who I want to be like. This is not who I want to be like. Oh, I like that skill he has, but he's a fucking bad person.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so I just
Straight
kind
up.
of picked my poison, and you know, I attached to people that, you know, had great values, had great
Right.
principles, and wanted to be something of themselves, and that's what kind of developed the mindset.
Dude,
Like,
I love
Man,
that.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that so much.
and it's
It's
still a
fire.
work of art, like, you know,
When-
as everybody else
It's a
is.
fucking
Like,
work in progress.
you have
That's
to
it.
work on yourself. You have to, like.
It's so cool you say that, man, because even myself, I look at it as that, because like same background, single mother, you know, been through my own personal struggles, but I do got to say, I think that's what keeps me motivated to do, whether it's a podcast, whether it's focusing on my career and growing every day. It's just that, right?
For sure.
It's your environment, and I think
I think that's what shapes everybody, man.
Absolutely.
I love the one quote I heard once. I forgot who said it specifically, but it's so important. It's like there's two brothers, and their dad was an alcoholic.
Yes.
And they interviewed the two brothers, and the brother's like, I'm an alcoholic because my father was an alcoholic, and the other one guy is like, I don't drink because my dad was an alcoholic. So it's like two paths you could fucking take, and I think that's just so impactful. What you take? Are you gonna be the victim, or are you gonna be the one that goes above and beyond?
On the opposing side.
Exactly right.
James, I think we're gonna have to clip that one.
Clip that shit.
That shit's crazy.
Banger.
That's a banger right there. Yeah, that's-
Yo, because it's
fucking
fucking
love it.
true. It's like, dude, you are what you become. Like, if you want to be a bad fucking person, like, you're gonna be a bad fucking person.
You're gonna be bad, yeah.
If you want to be the opposite side of a bad person,
Right.
If you want to be a positive person,
you could.
you could.
It
And
doesn't
you could-
take much.
It does not take anything, bro. It does not, like, kindness doesn't cost you $1.
Nothing.
Bro. And there's a lot of jealous people out there.
Hell
and,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there
I've
are.
never been jealous. I never had
No.
that trait.
I get excited
never
when people win.
understood it. I never understood it for people.
Genuinely saying, like, when I see my boys and like they're winning in life, and I see them cop that nice whip,
Yeah.
I always had that thing.
You start
like,
clapping.
I had that
Bro,
thing like, holy
I've always-
fuck, like yo, you're winning. Like, God bless.
Bless.
Like,
Fuck yeah.
like
100%. I
like,
can see your energy pulling up to us.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
For me, it's like, God willing, I hope one day I could fucking pull up
Right.
the same thing. But it's like, for you, like, God bless. Like, I swear to God, I have fucking friends that when they seen someone else cop a whip, they're like this. Oh, but it's only this model and only has that much horsepower.
yeah.
And it's like right away.
You
It's
made
like,
a video on this.
yo,
I
yo,
mean-
from the rip, it's like, yo, fuck you. You know
It's
what I
like,
mean?
what are we doing here?
I just want to say first and foremost about Nore.
Yeah.
On camera and off camera, you know you're my boy. I always say that he's a definition of a real fucking man. Because when I first met him, you know, whatever the case may be, whether, you know, someone around him, you know, needs something handy. Or actually, one night, you remember we came home, I think, from dinner, and there was a group of those Chinese guys, and their Kia broke down. Their Kia frontage broke down. And this guy's literally, like, their battery broke down.
Oh, yeah,
remember, we
yeah.
had to push it.
Yeah.
And this guy literally, I mean, we stopped to help, you know, and he's literally getting under the car with a fucking phone flashlight, you know,
that's so
digging
sick.
all the way up in there, trying to
Yeah.
figure out, looking up, hey, where's the starter for this Kia frontage? And we were out there for like an hour and a half. And you know, he's as real as it's gonna get. Like, everything he spit before, it's super true. But not only that, on the jealousy aspect, is the fact that the reason why I fuck with Nore is because, you know, when I had my orange Lambo and when we met and stuff, it was nothing but good vibes. You know, I could tell the moment he shook my hand, yo, bro, that's awesome, blah, blah, blah. Then I got the blue Evo. He was so happy he was more happy for me than he was for himself when he got his fucking Evo. And then I fucking copped the 𝐿, and he's over here like, you know, like just super happy for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't get that often. You get a lot of people in your life, like you said, Nick. I made a video on this where it's like, oh, well, like, you know, it's the 𝐿 Evo, but like it's not the STO. You know, it's not the Technica.
Like, right
you know,
away,
oh, he lives on the high rise, but you know, it's not like the top floor. It's only 24. You know, and it's like,
Oh my God.
But
Yo,
what?
yo,
But
it's
what have you
always
accomplished?
it's always a fucking hater.
But like, what have you accomplished?
It's always
Right.
a hater.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never heard anybody, I swear to God, and we, in our building, we have a lot of high net worth individuals,
Sure.
a lot of high profile individuals. I've never heard anybody doing better than me come criticize me.
Bro,
They
like you
always
said,
say,
hate doesn't-
congratulations.
Hate doesn't come from the top, dude. It comes from the bottom.
It comes from the
It
bottom.
comes from the bottom.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
like I said, I was never jealous. It always motivated me. I don't know
Yeah.
why people
Same
are
here,
not
same here.
motivated
Yeah,
by
it's
this.
like, why-
Like,
why
I
get
agree with you.
upset?
this is a golden era. This could be you. Like whoever's watching. I don't know where the camera is. Which
Bro,
camera?
the camera right there.
Whoever's watching, this could be you. Like
love that. I
this
love
is
that.
not, like there's no reason to hate. Just
No.
and that goes to back to my brand. Not to like go back on this, but dude, I don't have like. I can only teach you what I have done. I'm not gonna come
Yep.
sit here and teach you something that I have not done.
Right.
And there is too many fucking people on the internet doing that have not
my
done
God.
what they want to teach people and what people are paying to learn. So it fucks up and skews the entire market.
Oh, it does.
So
I believe
I'm approaching it completely different. That's why, there's not too much content on me. Like, we're constructing this, we're being calculated, and we're going to come out with something fucking huge.
And
And
that works. That
Yeah.
works that you've done.
100%.
Which is the big because nowadays people get one good month in e-commerce.
And, dude, I'm
One
not
good month,
just-
and they're like, yo, I got the Lambo. They rent out the Lambo that month.
They rent that.
They're like, yo, do what I do. Buy my course.
Dude, I'm not pitching here for people. I'm not pitching like I don't have nothing to pitch, but like if I was to be on the internet pitching something, like
Yeah.
I'm not here to make money. Like I want to hear your fucking story and like
Yeah.
Right.
what you've done from what I've taught you, and I think that's just the biggest thing. Like
Nore, I love how you said that, and that's literally how I feel about even like this podcast. Like so many people, they come to me even like on a very frequent basis, and they go like this to me. Hey Nick, how much money you make from the podcasting? And I'm literally like this, my man. I make a big fat goose egg.
yeah.
I know,
love that.
Genuinely speaking, I earn shit, but it's one of those things where I connect with fucking mad cool people like
Yes.
you boys.
Like you guys, yeah.
And genuinely speaking, just from doing the podcasting over the past like 3 to 4 months, my reality has fucking changed.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
So in my mind, it's one of those things where it's like, listen, I don't care about the money that's gonna come. I'll
Yeah.
have plenty of that stuff in
It's a
my life.
byproduct.
Give
byproduct.
before, like Alex Ramosi says, give before you take.
exactly.
Provide value before you ask for money.
Dude,
Exactly
I'm
right.
not on any podcast. For the record, this is my first podcast. I've never done one, and I've never done one for the plain reason that, like, I've never really felt like I've had things to speak about that I've done great.
Right.
But I'm realizing now that attention does bring dollars.
Attention, money
You know,
follows
like, I'm
attention.
being transparent, guys. Like,
Sure.
work on your personal brand. Become, the person you need to be so that you can earn money socially and, earn credibility for yourself and trust with audience. But like at the end of the day, like I'm not I'm not doing these podcasts. Like I chose your podcast because I've looked at a bunch of your episodes and I love what you guys stand for.
Yeah.
Dude, appreciate
And,
you, dude. Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I if there's any first podcast, this is an honor to be on, dude. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And boys, I'm not even kidding when I say this. Like, I know I bullshit. I'm like one of these hype men in the fucking group chats and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, like, Iconic, we're gonna be number one.
We're gonna be number one, dude. That's
And I
what we
feel like
got
it's
right
one
now.
of those things where if you don't believe it, you're never going
you
to
have
be that.
You have to be aiming for that.
You got to be aiming for something like
If
that.
you don't believe in yourself, who's gonna believe in you, right?
Now, listen, boys. On that note, I did want to slightly shift the gears. I want
Talk to us, Nick.
I want to pick James's brain on this specific topic because I know this guy's.
Credit, yes.
I know this guy's a fucking.
We have
whiz.
to talk more about that.
James,
Credit.
So I was looking at your Limitless Financial
Hey,
page.
I got one thing, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Jason, he's gonna make your credit great again. Okay.
Actually, you know what? I think it's a good time to plug yourself in, man. I think a lot of you people have been asking questions. I think personally,
Yeah.
I could bring you a lot of leads.
Sure.
Not much more for a job, but if you have a referral bonus, like
100%.
send them my way.
Oh, no,
Nah, it ain't going to 20. We got to connect the Iconic page to that.
No, easy, 100%.
No, listen,
affiliate
no,
pay is
but
for
listen, James,
everybody.
I do genuinely want to pick your brain on this.
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
for someone like me, it's very fascinating. Dude, I've seen that you've somehow managed to do this thing where you've accumulated hundreds of thousands of credit card points.
Yeah.
Bro, provide
Let's
us some
start
kind
there.
of credit hacks or what you could provide to the audience that we could kind of put into practice.
Yeah, and actually put into action.
Because
tangible.
I remember you were telling me like some of the best cards that you recommend.
Yes,
are the Spark Miles card. You
Yep.
recommended the gold and the platinum Amex card. Like,
Yep.
recommend me some of the things that we can put into practice, my man.
Yeah, so credit card miles, travel hacking, all this stuff, it's a science. So number one, there's a couple things you guys got to look at, right? 3 things. Number one is obviously the type of credit card. Not all credit cards are created equal. Some credit cards are going to give you better perks than others. It all really depends on your lifestyle. So what I mean by that is, for example, myself, I dine out twice a day, every fucking day.
Twice a day.
Ask Nore, I never fucking cook. I'm
Twice a
always
day.
out eating. I'm always hitting him up to go out to eat.
That's Uber Eats
Right,
stuff, so
twice a day. Where there's Uber Eats, going to a restaurant. I never cook. So the Amex Gold Card gives me 4 times the points per $1 spent on grocery stores, which I don't visit, but also dining.
Dining, right.
So if I'm spending, let's just say I'm spending $300, $400 a day, right? Let's just say 400. That's 1,600 points right there. Do that 7 days a week, 30 to 31 days a month. Right then and there, that's a couple free hotel stays, probably halfway over to a free flight. It's free money.
Free money.
The second thing that you guys, number one is the type of credit card. Number 2 is the point system. Right. Or what do you want? You want cash back? There's certain cards for cash back. I hate cash back. I like miles, points.
Right,
you want miles? You gotta go with a certain.
Which, by the way, boys, I'm not even kidding. I think that if we did like a trip to like DR, Dubai, like the 4 of us,
100%.
the mics out and shit.
Habibi, come to
flew
Dubai.
We flew Rolando out and shit in team, and we had like
That's
a
it.
We gotta
go
go there.
I got us covered.
Love to go to fucking Dubai.
Yeah, I got Dubai covered, man. I got it on lock.
But you know what I find amazing, James? Not only do you get crazy miles and flights and this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
I've seen like you'll get access to this different
Yeah.
lounge. You'll get access to this, upgrades on this, and it really proves to be lucrative after a while, dude.
So that's and that's kind of going on bullet point number 2 is that what kind of feedback and outcome and result do these credit cards provide? Right? Some is cashback, some is miles, some give you exclusive access to lounges like the Amex lounges, the Delta lounges, the first class, business class lounges. Yep. So you got to look at that. But the third thing is also, this is a secret that most people don't know. Most credit cards that you get, they have something called a welcome bonus. And what a welcome bonus is basically you give to them, they'll give you back. So you spend a certain amount in a amount of money in X timeline, they're gonna give you X amount of points or cash back, whatever the case may be. So just off of that, I have like 50 credit cards, right? I haven't gotten any new ones in a while because I literally don't know what else to get. I think I have almost every fucking card on the market. But what I would do is I would get, let's just say I get a Chase Sapphire card. Okay, you spend $4,000 and gives you 60,000 back.
That's what I got. Yep.
Amex Gold, let's just say they have an introductory offer. Spend $5,000 in 3 months, and I'll give you 90,000 points. So what I would do is I would just put all of my bills, my reoccurring bills, everything, my accounting, my payroll, because I pay a lot of my people through PayPal. You can connect a credit card through PayPal, or even Cash App or Venmo. You connect a credit card. Never use your checking account for anything. I would just hit those bonuses within like 2-3 weeks because I'm like, that's money I was gonna spend anyways.
Yeah.
So let me just get paid to spend them, and that's kind of how I racked up. I think in my lifetime over like 6 million like points or miles. Within Emirates itself, because I really only go to Dubai.
Right.
But again,
This guy loves Dubai.
type of credit cards, the feedback that it gives you when it comes to rewards and welcome bonuses. You work on those 3, you're going to be able to have a solid point system.
That's
James.
amazing, bro. Thank you for that, bro.
James, I want to get into this, and I feel like this is like a quick little easy 30 clip we could do here. For those that want to get into credit and have decent credit now, but want to get good credit cards, what would you say in your eyes, top 5 right now from 1 to 5?
Damn, top 5?
Top 5.
Top 5. Okay, again, personalize it towards your life, but for me, Amex Gold.
Okay.
That's number 1.
That's number one. I would say, in no order, by the way. Amex Gold, Amex Platinum. I would say the Chase Freedom Flex.
I got offered that one, but
I would say
You're saying the Capital One Spark Miles, right?
Capital One Spark, Business Spark Miles.
Business Spark
for
Miles.
me, again, me.
Because you have a business, right?
Yes. And then I would say, honestly, the Built card. What is that, 4 or 5? We got Amex Gold. That's 5. And the reason why I say that is because, the gold and platinum kind of work hand in hand with each other, right? So what you want to do is you want to earn points on the gold for dining and groceries because that gives you 4 times the points. But after you earn the points, what happens is if you have the platinum, That's where you get all the cool travel benefits.
Yep.
The Amex lounges, the portals, the rental car, all those reimbursements.
Yep.
Nice.
And you transfer the points from what you spend on dining and groceries over to the platinum. Then you can use for travel, free hotel stays, free flights.
fucking smart.
Capital One Spark Business Miles, 2 times the points on every dollar, 2 times the miles on every dollar spent. No category restrictions. And the good thing is, as soon as you spend it, they reward you. Unlike Amex and Chase, some other banks, you have to wait until the 30-day cycle. The Capital One card, they give you the miles immediately. So you can transfer them immediately. The Built card by Wells Fargo, you can pay your rent with that.
James,
So you get points for paying rent.
what for you is like the worst? What for you?
Yeah.
is
It's
the
a new
worst?
one that came out. Built is new. Built.
The black one.
Built, yeah, I've seen mad people,
Built.
repping that.
Chase Freedom Flex, 0% APR for the first 15 months. Great beginner credit card. It builds your relationship with Chase. So all of those have a specific
By
purpose
the way,
in
no
your
affiliation
ecosystem.
out here.
Yeah, no affiliation.
Question real quick, and then
Yeah.
we'll get into that point real quick. For which specific Amex card do you get access to the first class lounges?
So the first class lounges actually depend on who you're flying with. It's not the credit cards.
Makes sense.
The platinum gives you access to all of the Amex lounges itself, but the first class and business class lounges are based off your airline.
So you probably fly out of JFK often to go to Dubai, right?
It's only JFK, yeah. 'Cause-
Right, 'cause
yeah.
I got a question, James.
Yeah.
Because I actually have the platinum card too.
Sure.
Isn't it like you get like a free upgraded flight? Like let's say
Yeah.
like I've gotten it one time before where like I went up and I was like, yo, can I change my my seat number to a window seat?
Oh,
They're like,
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
actually get an upgrade. You can go to first class.
Yeah,
fucking-
yeah.
That's
is that-
so sick about
so-
that.
Is that just your preferred flight? Like if you, because remember when you sign up for Amex, you have to pick like your preferred flight.
Yeah, so there's a feature on the Amex Platinum that's called your preferred airline.
Right.
Preferred
And what
airline.
happens is they give you like a two. This could have changed by the time this podcast released, but they give you a $200 airline credit that you could use towards baggage, incidentals, or upgrades, or even like snacks on the
so
plane.
sick.
Yo,
And-
boys, I say that we do a trip to DR or Dubai.
yeah,
do
both
it.
or both.
let's do both.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
why
I'm
not?
not.
But-
I'd be so
Let's go on
down
a
with that.
podcast tour.
But what
That's
you
it, baby.
what you do is you basically take you spend it like as you normally would,
Yeah.
whether it's an upgraded seat, whether it's
So it's only a one-time thing.
yeah, it's a $200 credit, so you
Gotcha.
just
Yeah.
use that
Oh,
whenever
okay.
you want on anything, and they just reimburse you. They credit you back to your account. So yeah,
So one thing I've heard a lot, especially with people that are making a ton of money,
Yeah.
they strictly only use credit cards.
Yeah.
Why is that the case for you?
well,
What's the benefits versus
Yeah.
getting a debit card?
OPM baby.
so OPM, other people's money. There's a lot of reasons, but let me
I like that.
Let's dive into that shit.
Yeah.
let me go over a couple things. Number one, well, listen, everyone who's in the top 1%, they know one thing. They know you never ever leave money on the table.
Right.
It doesn't matter how much money you got. You don't leave money on the table. You clean up all the crumbs.
Yep.
Right? The mentality is never stop getting it. Like Floyd Mayweather says, never stop getting it. He ain't fighting exhibitions because he needs the money. He's saying, I'm going to go in there and bully some dude for 4 rounds and I'll make 30 million.
That's a no-brainer.
Let's do it.
He not leaving no crumbs on the table.
Yeah,
So that's the
straight
way
up.
I look at it. When you use credit cards, you get paid for using credit cards depending on which card you use. When you
True.
use fucking cash, you ain't getting shit.
No,
You're
you're
just
not.
You're losing that 8% every year.
and it's just getting taken out of your checking account. Inflation's crushing it. You hand a $5 bill to somebody at the gas station, you're not getting nothing back. If I pay with a credit card $5 bill, it gives me, let's just say,
gas.
4 times the points. I could get 20 points off of that, and that's free money. The second reason is let's just be real.
Damn,
Safe,
you got to charge people for that one.
safety.
That's
The
Safety.
second reason why credit is better is because safety. Because you give somebody $10,000 in cash. Let's say you want to invest into like a mentorship.
Right.
That person takes your cash or your certified check and they ghost you. How the fuck are you gonna get that money back? What are you gonna do?
can't.
You're gonna call the cops? They're gonna be like, tough luck, kid.
Yeah, you
right?
got scammed.
You pay with a debit card. It's like 99% to 1. The 1% of the time, sometimes they'll refund you on a debit card, but it's a battle with
never
every
happens.
bank.
It's
Yeah, it's a
usually
fucking
they'll
bad.
give you the money back, but if they find out that you're liable, they'll give you the money.
They give you the
back.
money back. Now, when it
bad.
comes to
They'll take it
credit
back.
cards, if you actually got scammed, I'm not advising anybody out there to do chargebacks because if you do a chargeback and you rendered a service and the company actually helped you, you're a fucking scumbag. And to the people out there that have done that to me, fuck you.
Yeah.
Straight up. But you can charge
broke
back
people activity.
brokey activity.
Broke activity.
But if somebody truly scams you or the service wasn't as promised, Hi, Amex. Yes, I would like to dispute this charge made on November 26th of 2024. What happened? Oh, this person promised me this and he didn't deliver that. Okay, cool. So item not as described. No worries, Mr. Jiang. I'll give you. You're gonna see the credit within 2 to 3 billing cycles. You cannot do that with cash.
You can't.
No.
No.
And if you carry around a stack of 10K, 20K, 30K, like all these people do, they think they're balling out, flashing their money with their fucking fake ass chains. Somebody comes up behind you with a Glock and they say, "Give me your money." You give it to them. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go call the cops?
No,
What the
like-
fuck are they gonna do?
They can't reimburse you.
But they steal your credit card. 2 minutes on the phone. Actually, you don't have to go to Amex. You can just go online, log in, and you could actually talk to a chat representative, and
Right
they'll
away,
fucking
right.
dispute that shit for
Straight
you.
up, right away.
So leaving money on the table, safety, and just overall, benefits. So yeah.
So that's why credit at any point is superior more than debit. And I feel like I've always
Yeah.
known that, but I think that's the epidemic right now we're coming in right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's putting shit on a credit card, but they're not paying it off. And I think what blows my mind about credit is that if you look at your statement closely, it always says there, and trust me, I've been guilty of it myself early on in my career.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Where you make a minimum payment, you feel good about it, but then you look, it's only 1% of your balance.
Bro, that's
typically.
because of the fucking interest
It's
rate.
1%.
25%.
It's only 1%.
But that's
of your
how they
balance.
make money off of
Bend
you.
over on that.
Yeah. So it's when I tell people, it's big misconceptions on this when people watch my content. I am not encouraging you when I tell you to use credit to just buy dumb shit.
No.
I'm not telling you to go out and buy a pair of Alexander McQueen's just because you don't have the buying power in cash, but you're gonna put it on a fucking credit card and
Pay
you're
it
gonna
off
pay it
later.
off. I'm not telling you that you should go
Yeah,
out
no.
and go to and max out your Chase card to go to a Bad Bunny fucking concert.
Right.
What I'm telling you is leverage your
Big Bad Bunny
credit.
fan.
Leverage your credit to be able to make more money. Because credit will help you turn nothing into something. It happened with me. 500. You guys all know my story. $500 to my name. Hired my first mentor by the name of Vince Del Monte. Paid him $15K. Paid him $14.5K on credit. Gave him my last $500 in cash.
Right.
Bills were due in like a week from then. 23 and a half days later, made $27,000 profit in my first online business. If it wasn't for those credit cards, how would I ever have hired him to learn the high income skills that I have now?
Yeah.
To be able to go from making $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month
It
to
leveled you up.
27K in 23 and a half
leveled
days.
you up.
No risk,
Credit,
no reward.
credit made that happen for me. I did
Credit.
not go out and buy dumb shit.
No, you didn't. No, you found something that's gonna. You're
Use your
investing in
credit for
yourself.
good shit.
Yes.
Let me ask you this though, James. I don't know why I didn't think of this until right now, but you have 50 credit cards.
Yeah.
When do you gonna get the black card? How are we gonna figure that out?
I don't care for it.
You don't care for it?
No, because it's funny. Me and my neighbor had this conversation. He's very successful. His company does over 8 figures a year.
Yeah.
And he, I was telling him, he's like, "Hey man, you got the gold, you got the black card." And I was like, "No, I don't really give a shit for it because the initiation is like I think 10 G's. The annual fee is like 5 to 10 G's.
Yeah.
And the only thing in my opinion that it's good for is status, which me and my boy talked about because wherever you go, you slap that motherfucker on the table.
They know the deal.
And it's kind of like a Lambo in a square plastic, a rectangle plastic. Or
Who are we impressing?
or
The
you gotta pat
brokies
it.
on the other side of the server? Like,
Yeah.
What I will say is when you slap out a black card and you're around high net worth individuals, it does elevate your status.
Of course.
I can't say it doesn't.
Right.
But for me, and I make a lot of money, I just don't see the point in spending $10,000 to get a piece of plastic, which gives you no perks when it comes to spending. It's just 1 times the points on every fucking purchase.
Right.
And then $5K dude, if I can invest at $15K even into the S&P 500 and get a 10% return, it's way more value than the black card.
Oh, yeah,
So
sure.
I just don't care for it. No offense to anybody.
No,
Maybe
of
I'm
course,
too
maybe,
broke.
sure, maybe.
I just don't care for it.
For the black card.
I just don't care for it.
James, speaking of your portfolio, man, I have to ask, bro. You
Yeah.
put it on your story just recently.
Yeah.
How early did you get into Bitcoin?
Not early at all, man. I started investing late 2020. My strategy is just DCA, dollar cost averaging.
Yep.
Leave your emotions out of it. Every fucking Sunday,
That's
I
the
put
hard part.
X amount into the market. I don't care if Bitcoin's at 100K or if it's at $100.
Nore,
I
do you
am
invest in
buying.
crypto?
So
Uh,
it's
Oh,
the safest way to go about it.
it's a funny story about crypto. We have a love-hate relationship, us two.
Were
We
you
go
investing in meme
go
coins?
way back. We go way back.
I love crypto.
It's like that old hoe that just keeps nagging you.
He's popping up again.
Just keeps popping up again, and then she gets prettier as time goes on.
And look at her
You're
now.
like, maybe
She's
I
gorgeous."
should've Took her.
You're like,
That
She's
she
fucking
got a
gorgeous
BBL.
now. She's got a BBO. She got all this work done
James,
to her.
James got it for free.
I got that shit for free.
No, I love crypto. Crypto's a great vehicle to invest. James actually
just another
kind
asset.
of grew me more love for it. Just kind of seeing and hearing of his story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I invested at crypto when it was like 10,000 going to 19,000. Invested so much money. I was trying to get so many people into it. Nobody was listening to me. I have a screenshot of like everything that I owned. I owned like,
Oh, I'm sure.
I showed you how many. It was like
You did.
3 or 4 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So
Powerful.
It was nothing crazy.
Right.
But if I was to keep it, I would. Yeah, I would definitely have a little bag from it. But I've been slowly getting back into it, investing literally.
I would say just like
Dollar cost average.
Dollar cost average is the
That's
best
it.
technique.
I mean, I'm not a crypto expert, but here's what I'm going to say. The one thing that we all know here is that we cannot time the market.
No, you can't.
You
no.
can. The more time you spend in the market, it's inevitable that you're going to win. Same thing with index funds and S&P 500.
Straight up.
Right? Every year, historically, 8 to 10% return.
Historically, yeah. Over hundreds of years.
You
Hundreds
can't,
of years.
You can't deny numbers.
It's a new golden
Right?
age, my friend.
So
Golden.
when it comes to crypto, I see all these fucking gurus on social media. All right, you gotta dump it all now. Take your profits and then buy again when it hits
Emotion.
60. You don't know when it's gonna hit 60 though. You can predict, but you don't know. So if I'm gonna I just keep buying because I know one day it's gonna hit $1 million a coin. And you think I'm gonna be mad because I put in money at 96K, whatever it's at right now?
No.
Fuck no.
No.
I got a 7-figure portfolio I started under 4 years ago, and I only
That's what I wanted to ask you.
and I only buy little bits every single Sunday.
That's it.
But look at where it grew to.
That's
Bro.
crazy.
Play the long game. Delayed gratification. Practice delayed gratification. Nobody wants to fucking get rich slow. They want to fucking get rich
quick.
fast, and that's the fucking problem.
James, I got something to highlight to you guys, and I think this blew my mind the other day. You guys know who Odell Beckham Jr. is?
Yes.
Yeah, he's getting paid in Bitcoins, fucking
Dude,
guy.
Yeah.
First year working for
Yeah.
playing for the Rams. First year, he's like, I don't want to get paid in cash.
Yep.
Pay me in Bitcoin.
Yep.
I think his contract was worth like $2 million. However, he got bonuses for Super Bowl and everything.
Yep.
$6 million in Bitcoin. Everybody clowned the guy. Keep in mind, the Rams won the
So
Super Bowl
stupid. So
3 years
stupid.
ago. Bro,
Billionaire.
right now, that $6 million turned to $20 million. $6 million investment. Imagine that.
The man's winning.
Imagine that. Imagine the scale of that.
When everyone's selling and everyone's in fear, that's when you got to start stacking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at COVID.
I mean,
where's your money going otherwise? You know,
You know,
you can store
it's-
money in a bank account making 0.00001 on your money,
yep.
It's nothing.
or you can store your money in some place and it build appreciation over time.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, hey, invest in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's
It's the
cool.
future.
Bitcoin's cool.
Boys,
Bitcoin's
listen,
stock market.
We're already coming up on 1 hour out here, boys. So
We're having
We could
too
ta-
much fun, man.
We
Let's
can
keep
talk
going.
all day, bro.
Let's
We can
keep
talk all
going.
day.
the thing is, we're having way too much fun. I think that another episode is 100%
Oh,
Warranted.
100%.
Let's run it back
like,
next week.
Like James, I feel like genuinely at this point, like you're like part of the project.
You're
I should
really
just
are.
start hosting the podcast.
Start fucking
now.
always. It will.
I wouldn't be a good host, but yeah.
No, dude.
Listen, I say
We support it.
Listen, I say that we run back a part 2/3 with James next week. I appreciate you boys popping onto the podcast this week. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. You guys got anything else you want to say to the audience? boys?
I do think it's a good opportunity, though, James. A lot of
know,
people have
let
been
'em know.
asking me about your business, what
Yeah.
you do, what you're doing
Let
specifically.
them know, James.
You've been a big component so far of this in the last 2 weeks, and you're going to be coming on quite a bit. But let people know your business, what you do, and what exactly the services you offer.
Number one sponsor of
Because
Iconic
we're
Podcast.
plugging him now because
Yes.
too many questions.
Yeah, so in short, I can take basically anybody from 0 to their first 100K online. Doesn't matter who you are. If you're homeless, we've had clients hit me up from prison in my Instagram DMs. I can show proof of that. But essentially, what we do,
That's so
what I
nice.
do is I own a financial consulting company where we help average everyday individuals fix and rebuild their credit score. Get up to $250,000 in 0% interest funding, and then we help them deploy that capital and that funding into a digital asset that's going to help them make passive income and create financial freedom. So it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. We work with people who are multimillionaires. We work with people who literally don't have jobs. As long as you're willing to invest into yourself, trust the process, I can take you to where you want and need to be.
Where can
Guys, by the
they
way,
find you? What's the
socials are
website?
already-
Yeah, so it's very simple. You guys can find me directly on Instagram, username, which I'm sure you guys are going to tag, but it's
Yep.
James_Jiang, Jiang__.
Yep.
The profile picture is it's a yellow Lamborghini with a yellow shirt on. You can't miss it.
Yep.
And you guys can just shoot me a direct DM over there, or you can go ahead and shoot me an email, info@limitlessfinancialsolutions.org,
Let's fucking
and
go.
me and my team will reach out to you. We'll have a free consultation, kind of see where we can take you and if we can even help you.
Yo,
Awesome.
I
Love
that
it.
so much. Yo, Nore, you got anything else you want to add?
Anybody, you want to plug yourself in here
You want to plug yourself?
as you're building your brand?
Who is Nore on all platforms? Who WHO is NORE.
I need everybody to go follow my man Nore.
Yo,
Okay.
follow.
Let's
Who
get him
is
going,
Nore,
man.
We gotta get
follow
him up to
James
10K.
Jiang, follow 𝐿 Iconic Podcast. We're gonna link everything down in the description section, and I'm telling you, 100%, you could expect to see these boys back on the pod very, very shortly.
Let's do
And
it.
let us know more of what you guys want to see. What
Yeah.
type of
Yeah, yo,
content. If
leave
you-
all your opinions, your questions, your hate
Yeah.
comments down in the section
Yeah.
beneath this video.
and
We're gonna run this back.
yeah, I mean, aside from being 5'4", 130 pounds with a stupid diamond tattoo on my neck, let me know what else you want to say about me. Just really nothing much else. When I stand on my money, I'm still taller than all you motherfuckers. Lambos not rented. Got the title in the car.
Love it.
And until next time.